Hello out there, and I've got a knife mod video today featuring the CRKT Buku. And this video was supposed to be one where I just filled the gaps in some of the tutorial videos that I've done before. You know, I wanted to film every aspect of this mod, all the processes that I did, especially since some of the things I did are a little bit different from things I've done in the past. And, you know, I was going to put it all together and have just one cohesive tutorial. The problem with that is that I had about 40 minutes of footage, and there was no way for me to edit that down into something that would be watchable in one sitting. So if you're looking for stuff like that, what I think I will do is just over the next few mods that I do, anytime I'm doing like a specific process, I'll focus on one thing, and then, you know, over the next few videos that I do, it'll tie together. If you're looking for that sort of information, we'll be able to find it at the end of the day. All right. But today what I will do is just talk a little bit more extensively than usual about this mod. I want to get this information out there for everyone, sure, but also for the person whose knife this is, Miss Peach Jackson. And Peach Jackson is a really good viewer, good friend, just a cool girl, and someone who was interested in getting me a couple knives to work on, and so she sent me this knife and also a Pilar that I'm going to be doing next. And I was excited to get the Buku. The Buku's a cool one. It's really never a knife that I would consider carrying because it's very big and it's very heavy, but it just seemed like a really cool, you know, blank palette to work with, a blank canvas. And yeah, I think that that everything I did was a lot of fun. And so let's just start with the blade and go through it. All right, so the blade on this Lucas Burnley design, you can see it looks like arrows or chevrons moving from one side to the other in this dual layer acid etch. And I don't know, I think it worked out pretty cool. I really like the color of the etch here. My last mod video, I talked about how I had a new solution of etching and how I was timing things differently, and I think that continues to work out pretty nicely for me because I like the color of this and I like the feel of it and just the way that the stonewash came out. Now the chevrons here, the arrows if you want to call them that, we're done with stickers, and they look pretty good on this side, pretty clean, a little bit uneven on this side here, but overall, I'm sort of happy with the way they look. And it was sort of based off of Lucas Burnley's custom for the Buku, where he has like a wave kind of Damascus on the blade that's sort of in this kind of like arrowy shape. So obviously this doesn't look anything quite on par with what his Damascus is, but it sort of has the same tone. So I thought it would be cool to go that way, and yeah, it makes it a pretty neat little design on the blade. And then moving back, you can see hardware is polished as usual. And really neat thing about this knife though, there's just two really strong body screws that go all the way through. So no like two sets that screw into the backspacer, so I like that a lot. I did polish the backspacer as well, so I removed the finish and then just polished that up, make it pop a little bit. But then I think the showpiece of this entire knife is the scale. And I knew I wanted to do something that was like etched, anode, you know, with those transitions. And the way that I figured out how to do this was that I just anodized the whole frame. So anodized the whole frame, and then I took stickers and basically just made these lines with two like straight stickers, and then nail polished off the part that I had anode on, like what I guess could be called the bolster, and then like the butt of the knife, and left the middle. So this was all red nail polish, this was all red nail polish, and so when I acid etched it, the only part that got etched was right here in the middle. So just sort of a random, you know, line design with the stickers in order to give that border. And then when that came out, I did not remove the nail polish and just lightly stonewashed. And the concern there is that, you know, if you don't have the nail polish on and you stonewash over an ano, you'll lose the ano. You know, that kind of like contact, that constant contact will cause you to lose that. So like I said, the nail polish was pretty thick on there, and I just lightly tumbled it to give it a little bit of a stone wash. And then what I used in order to get this kind of effect was a Dremel and a Dremel like drill bit. And so I just had it on like a relatively low speed and just lightly skipped the drill bit across the middle. You know, the Dremel rotates, and so, you know, if you put it down, it just naturally wants to move to the side, and so you can just skip it really nice and easy, and that just really quickly took up some of that etching and showed us like the stainless steel beneath. And that's where that, like, don't even know what to call that pattern. I don't know what to call it, but that's where it came from. And you can see a couple spots where I got into the ano. You know, it wasn't perfectly clean, but, you know, having only tested this a couple times, gotta say I'm really happy with it. I gotta say, I think that it's just a really neat look. You know, there's no actual like texture to the touch. It's all visual. It's just really unique. And it's something that, you know, depending on how you use that tool, you do a number of different designs that way, number of different lines and patterns and stuff. So just really, you know, really excited with what I could continue to do with this. One other thing that I remember to do on this knife that I've missed a couple times in the past was that I completed the mod on the inside of the handle scales as well. So the reverse side of this, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see in there at all, but the reverse side on the inside has the same pattern. It's done with the lines all the way around. So if you were to take this knife apart, you'd be able to see that like through and through. And there were a couple times where I failed to do that, and then, you know, once the knife is put back together or something, you can see inside that it's just like not finished, and that never looks good. So I'm glad that I remembered that. One note about the knife, this thing is smooth. And of course I couldn't flick it open right there, but I mean, this thing does spider flick really nicely. Really, really smooth opening and closing. IKBS. I mean, just dropping shut. Look at that. And I mean, that's perfect lockup too. So yeah, really neat knife, well put together, definitely, and very simple. One other thing is with the pocket clip. Pocket clip was probably the most interesting part of this entire knife, because I realized that I wanted to acid etch it and then ano and get like a nice breeze, and then get like just a nice like anodized bronze over an acid etch, and I just kept going too far with it and scorching, and so I'd continue to just drop it back in the acid and try it again, and it took like 3 or 4 times, and for some reason on the 4th time when I anoded it again, I got like this really nice blue color starting to pop out, and it after it cooled it became muted, but it just goes to show that there's a lot going on chemically with the materials and things that I just can't anticipate, because like I said, I anodized this a bunch of different times and never got anything beyond bronze, and it just scorched. And then for some reason that last time, I'm not sure if it was the finish or how hot it had eventually gotten over. I don't know. I can't even try to figure it out, but it got really nice and blue, and again, that's muted a little bit in the finish, but still pretty cool. So overall, guys, yeah, I am really happy with this. Definitely excited to get this into Peach's hands. I'll be working on the Pilar over the next week or two, and doing that one for her. Certainly need to touch this one up a little bit with the edge and a couple other just spots to clean up, but yeah, that is it. That is the Buku, and you'll definitely be seeing a lot more designs with this kind of finish in mind in the future. Alright guys, so that is really all I have with this. Video that is coming next will actually focus on knife value, and will feature the Olamic Wayfarer. So really excited to talk about that knife. It is on loan and one of the nicest knives I've ever held. So I'll be talking about that real soon. Any questions, comments, complaints, suggestions, let me know down below. I'll talk with you soon. Thanks for watching, and take care.